we launched our Telegram group for students. There we will share the study materials and sessions. Also, students can ask questions directly to me and with our digital accounting team also. And next important one is we are requesting our students and our well-wishers to support by sharing our video lessons, and if you think it will helpful to get success in the upcoming and also other exams of the students. And also we have arranged special individual student class programs for students who actually in more need. For further details you can join our Telegram group and contact the admin or me there, and we will share the further information about this online individual program. Okay, thanks. Let's get into the session. Students, we will look at the Employees Provident Fund and Trust Fund details in Sri Lanka by today class. So first, what is this act? Employees Provident Fund and Trust Fund Act. The Employees Provident Fund was established by the Act number 15 of 1958, and also the contributions are made to this fund on a regular basis, and the purpose is to help the employees to serve a fraction of salary every month. The fund can be used in an event that the employee is no longer fit to the work or at a time of retirement. Employers have to remit every month to the central bank an amount equal to 20% of the employee's total earnings to the fund. The employee's contribution percentage is 8%, and the employer has to contribute an amount equal to 12% of the employee's total earnings. So contribution should be paid on total earnings of the employees. So here total earnings includes salary, wages, fees, their cost of living allowance and holiday. We will see in the question format how the EPF and ETF fund will be affected. So normally we will have a salary. So just assume the salary amount is 1000. Employers contribution. So employers contributions, we have a EPF, Employee Provident Fund. The employer should contribute 12%. And for the Employees Trust Fund, ETF, they need to contribute 3%. And employees contribution. So employees contribution for EPF, Employees Provident Fund, employees also need to contribute 8%. If we have 1,000 rupees of salary, so the 12%, it will be 120 EPF from employer's side. For the ETF, 3%, 20. From the employee side, from this 1,000, 8%. You can understand they need to give 120 plus 30, so altogether 150 from the employer side. And also from the employee salaries they will give 80 rupees, that means 8%. So how much net pay? It means employees take home 1000 rupees from this employee side. These 80 rupees the employer will deduct and they will give 920. So what about this 120 and 30? This is based on the salary, but they can't deduct from the salary. They need to send 230 rupees to central bank. So net pay. So net pay means from the salary we need to take away employee contribution EPF. The net pay will be equal to salary take away employee contribution. So just assume if the salary is 100%. So let's come to the point. Salary less EPF employee, then we can have net pay. If the salary is 100%, the employee side of EPF is 8%. So for example, in question they can say 920, it is in admin expense. What is the EPF amount and ETF amount by employers and employees? So we know this 920 is equal to 92%. If we want to calculate the EPF of employee side, so that is 8%, so it should be 80. 920, that is equal to 92%. We need the 3%. Then it will be 30. That's here. From this 920, that is equal to 92%. We need to calculate the 12% of EPF by employees contribution. So that is will be 120. So this is how you need to work on the questions. They will give the net pay. So from that net pay, we need to know the net pay is equal to salary take away employee contribution EPF. So you can use this as a reference to work on the questions. So what is the examiner is asking.